All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 154-pound division where we have a great fight coming up next Saturday, which is Jermell Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez. Also, we still have a lot of rumblings going on around Errol Spence Jr. and his preparations for the fight going on with Terrence Crawford, if that fight takes place, which I think it will, and how the two may have a common solution to the problem now that they have. The problem that Jermell has, which is to beat Canelo Alvarez, and Terrence Crawford's problem, Errol Spence Jr.'s problem, which is to beat Terrence Crawford, could have a common denominator and not cause a lot of stress out there. This is according to a friend of mine that is an excellent boxing commentator, or actually analyst, I would say, because he's definitely not a commentator. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 154-pound division where we got a really big fight coming up this weekend. And at the same time, man, we're going to talk about 147-pound division with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. There had been a lot of talk about Derrick James and whether or not Derrick James is, number one, the trainer of the year, whether he could still get trainer of the year honors with his win over Jermell Charlo, and what's going on with his win with Jermell Charlo, if Jermell Charlo is able to beat Canelo Alvarez, and what's going on with Errol Spence Jr.'s camp. And the answer, according to somebody that I really respect, could very well be already in their camp. Now, before I get into the details of it, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It means a ton. Let's get into this though. So, first things first, big fight coming up this weekend, Jermell Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez, or Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo, however you want to say it, because really you can say it either way. One guy's an undisputed champion, the other guy's the undisputed champion. More than likely you'll say Canelo versus Jermell though, because they're fighting at 168. And Canelo got that green, man. Canelo's got the green. At least that's what they say. I haven't been hearing a lot of buzz for the fight. But that just could be because I don't really have a lot of subscribers and supporters that are really big time Canelo Alvarez fans, even though I consider myself to be a Canelo Alvarez fan, like Canelo Alvarez as a person a lot. And I'm really looking forward to this fight. Really like Jermell Charlo in this fight. But one of the stories going along with this is, well, first of all, can Jermell Charlo win the fight? And why can Jermell Charlo win the fight? Derrick James has made some statements about what he thinks he hasn't talked a lot about his strategy, but one thing that he's going to do with Jermell Charlo is that he says, look, man, in order to move up weight classes, that doesn't mean you have to put on all that weight. And he says that that Canelo Alvarez has had problems with fighters that were slick and moved around a lot, and those guys really caused him a lot of problems. And he talks about Austin Trout. Talks about Erislandy Lara. I also think you could throw in there that he had problems with, clearly had a lot of problems with Dimitri Bivol. I wouldn't say that Dimitri Bivol was somebody who was moving around a lot, but he's somebody that has a very, a good, sharp jab. However, those are the things that we've seen, clearly, let me remember the biggest one is Floyd Mayweather Jr., clearly. Can't forget that one. So Floyd, Trout, Lara, right? And those three are all at the 154-pound division. Jermell Charlo is somebody that has that ability to do. He can move around. He can move around very well in the ring. You can see this in his last two fights that he had with Brian Castano. If you look at the fights that he's had with that he had with Tony Harrison. He was coming forward a lot more because Tony Harrison was the one that was kind of fighting on the back foot and moving around. Tony Harrison was on the back foot, moving around, but then when he got up to the fight with Brian Castano 1 and 2, it completely switched. It was Brian Castano that was walking him down, and Jermell Charlo was countering off the ropes, using a jab to try to push the fight into the center of the ring. So he definitely has that capability. Before Jermell Charlo went and started getting a lot of knockouts, he was also somebody that would do a lot of boxing and fight from the outside a lot before he got with Derrick James when he was training with Ronnie Shields. So, I expect that that's what it's really going to take for Jermell Charlo to be successful and to be able to make sure he lands shots on Canelo that Canelo Alvarez really feels, which I think that will be there for him to do. Now, the other aspect of it is this question around Errol Spence Jr. and whether or not people were talking about how Errol Spence Jr. may consider either bringing somebody in or replacing Derrick James. It seems to me, and the people that the person I talked to, that like that is something that could really be a detrimental to his training camp. And if say he brings in somebody just completely new, or he brings in somebody that Derrick James has never worked with for this camp, for these guys to be able to kind of figure out what they're going to do together. I, by the way, think that Derrick James is probably just going to be the trainer for the fight. I don't think just the personality, me looking from the outside in, looking in at Errol Spence, that it really makes sense that he's going to switch up like that. But I do think, though, that what was told to me is a smart move, which is that there's already a secondary guy in the camp with Derrick James that's been working this entire camp, and that is Juan Guzman. Juan Guzman is a former, I'm not sure if Juan Guzman, I think Juan Guzman is a former champion, but Juan Guzman is a upper level pro, and he's somebody that has been working with Jermell Charlo over his last several fights that Jermell Charlo really believes added a lot to his camp. So if he really believes that, then and Jermell Charlo and Juan Guzman and Derrick James already have a working relationship that they've had over a series of fights, it very well may behoove Derrick James to bring in Juan Guzman to work with Errol Spence Jr. and to get another set of eyes to find some of the weaknesses that they think that they may be able to exploit in Terrence Crawford. I think that very well may be a smart move. But at the end of the day, man, I love that camp. I love that Jermell. I certainly wish the best for Jermell. I wish the best for Errol Spence, and we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.